Good evening and welcome. It is the OMU podcast with your host, Ledo Machele. Like we do it every 2 weeks, we're here with another incredible man of Muir. Now, the person I'm going to be talking to is one of the old guards. The youngsters called it the OGs of Muir College. And I'm very interested in hearing some of the stories that are coming from the boys that were at Muir from its very early stages. So you guys better tune in for this one. But before that, do not forget to link up with us on our social media pages. That is on LinkedIn, that is on Facebook, as well as on Instagram, OMU, or the Old Muirite Union. On YouTube, please like and subscribe so that you'll be notified every time we have a new episode. So let's jump into this episode with Mr. Rudman. Sir, good evening, and how are you?
Well, thank you. And it's a pleasure to speak to you, especially when you're talking about an Old Muirite. And I'm an Old Muirite, and you're an Old Muirite, and it's the Old Muirite Union. And we're very proud of our old school. You understand? Very proud, especially if you maintain the ethos of what we remember the old school should be.
Yes. So, speaking of the ethos, I want to take it back just to open up a little bit. After school, can you please tell us what did you do when you matriculated from Muir until now? I mean, I'm sure it's a long, interesting journey.
Right. As I said earlier, I matriculated in 1962. Mm-hmm. And then, like all of us at that stage, for 9 months, we went to the army training. And then I immediately came back and I came to our family farm. Mm. And I've farmed at Blowkrans ever since. Ooh. However, Blowkrans has increased in size, obviously, since those particular days. Mm. But it goes a long way before that, you know. When I was in the hostel at Muir College, at the old hostel, in fact, and that old hostel was built in 1870, and we had a reunion of that old hostel in 1962. It was demolished in 1962. So we had a reunion then. I'm not quite sure of the date that we had the reunion, but that was somewhere in the region of about 2012. At that particular stage, we had the hostel used to take 100 boys, and we in fact had 100 at that particular reunion of the hostel. But I went farming on our family farm. At this stage, one of the best things that I could possibly have done was to get married to Trinette, my wife, and we've had 3 children since then, and all 3 of those children, 2 boys, Early and Francois, and my daughter Zani, and they're all on the farm at present with their families.
So it's generations of your family now on the farm.
Yeah, all the whole family with their children. So we all occupy various places on the farm. Mm. And we farm with Angora goats, which is mohair, and quite a substantial hunting business on the farm as well, industry.
Cool.
That's part of the game section. And I was fortunate, in fact, one of the achievements there was to become the game rancher of Southern Africa in 2016, which included Namibia, Botswana, and Zambia, Mozambique, Zimbabwe. So we're very proud of that situation too.
Cool. So
But while on the farm, I was heavily involved in Round Table.
Yes, sir.
I was area chairman of Round Table, as well as on the national body, and I served on the national body of the mower industry and the game industry as well.
Yeah, that's a lot of achievements there.
And sport-wise, I played rugby and I played a lot of sport as well at school. That was one of the main aspects of the school that I enjoyed, and that was to play rugby and cricket and tennis. Those were the main sports. And we had a very good cricket side. We never lost a game that final year, 1962. I was fortunate enough to go and play cricket in London for a period. Then also I played cricket for Eastern Province. So, and I enjoyed playing cricket for Utah Cricket Club for many years.
Sure, that is a long, interesting journey. In high school, there's teachers that we all respect. I wouldn't say fear, but we all respect. Who was the scariest teacher for you back in those days?
You know, we had very good teachers, and each one was different, like everybody else is. And there were others that were stricter than others again, and because of their presence, they just had a presence there. I remember Mr. LaRue, and LaRue, that was our Latin teacher in Standard 6, and he was a strong man, and he would say that if you don't pick up your socks, you're going to get lost down the road. You know? So he was one of the strong men, Mr. Robenheimer, and I knew him as a junior because I used to play rugby on his front lawn with his son, Andre Robenheimer. We were in the same class together, but he was highly respectable and very strict, and you knew exactly where you stood with him. But all teachers, we had teachers at Muir College. We had a very good whole system that went very well from a school point of view, and also that the very good teachers, very good sportsmen as well, that taught us a lot of how to play sport and why you play sport.
So a big part of being an old boy is obviously the reunions where you get back to the school and you meet some of your old classmates. Have you ever been to a reunion? And which one has been your favorite, if you have?
I've been to basically all the 5-year reunions that we could have had. And I was part of the committee organizing. As you see on my badge over here, there's a 50-year reunion that we had. But every 5 years, and this is a big one, every 5 years we have a reunion as what we had 2 years ago. When the 200-year, we also had a reunion with our school. So, and then as I said to you earlier, we had a hostel reunion as well, when the hostel was 92 years old when it came down. That was we spent many years, obviously, in that hostel being a farmer's son.
Yeah. So there's a lot that happens in the hostel. A lot of naughty things. Because we're kids and we're boys, obviously we'll get up to no good. What is a memory from the hostel that you remember fondly?
You know, I remember we did many things. I used to have a kaross, a dirty kaross, and the guys used to steal this kaross off my bed at night, and then I'd have to go back in the next morning early, go to the different dormitories and go and look for it, and I'd find it on someone's bed. But they all cherished this particular one. And there was another one that we would take a glass of water and put the guy's fingers in that water, then he'd wet his bed. It was our best move, but we often used to, not often, we did it at times, you know.
Yeah.
And being the hostel too, we, you know, all what we used to bunk out and go and see either our girlfriends or go to the shop or whatever. And but there was always that camaraderie. Well, there was 100 of us in the hostel at different ages, etc. So you always respected age there. And if you didn't respect age, you'd be shown quickly that where your is, like a pecking order.
Yes.
So it's a very good situation, although you're not at home, unfortunately, but our family used to come and visit us every week, and we used to go home only twice a term, and that was for a Sunday and then a holiday at the end of the term.
Sure.
However, very happy at the old hostel. Then we went on to the new hostel, and now my sons, they went to Muir College as well. They went to the very new hostel.
Yeah.
So, and my daughter, she was at Muir College where my mother used to be, and my father went to Muir College. My brother went there. My sister went there. My daughter was actually head prefect of Muir College.
Oh.
So we're still very close to our schools,
Yeah. So in school, we mostly play sports, and most of the boys that go to boys' schools do excel in sport. But outside of school, people develop new talents. So I want to know from you, do you have any hidden talents that no or none of your schoolmates know about?
Today, you can't keep a secret, so we all have many talents, but some of them you can't always mention them. But sport was my talent, and the farming system is another talent. And that's why I was the East Cape Farmer of the Year too, a few years ago. So, but it's very important that one stays focused in what your decision is.
Yes.
And if your decision was to farm and is to farm, stay focused, because farming is not an easy way of life. It's not a way of life, obviously, but it's not easy. And you don't have to just be involved with what's taking place, but you've got your climate, your weather conditions. That's very difficult. You can't control that one. But you can do the best you possibly can.
True. So
that's it.
Muir College is one of those schools that sort of prepares you for life after school and hopefully sets the foundation for the rest of your life. How has your time being at Muir College prepared you for life after school?
It's amazing you asked that question, and I just gave it a bit of thought the other day, and it's very important. The contents of what you learn at school isn't as important as what you can make use of, the reasons why you go to school. You don't go to school just to geography or history or mathematics and so on. That will come on its own. But it's why you have to do that. And it conditions yourself to plan to do all your functions that you are going to do, because you're going to have extramurals in life, and you have to go and do what you have focused on doing, and that you must do properly. So you must home in on your future and make sure that you decide that you are well prepared for the future as well. So you prepare all the time, but you must be able to take decisions that change at various stages. What you did 30 years ago in your business doesn't mean to say you have to do it today. But the basics virtually stay the same. The basics disciplines that you learned and have been taught at school, that's why you have discipline at school. You have to discipline yourself again when you're on your own. There are no excuses. It's you yourself, so you have to produce.
So we're reaching the end of our interview, and you have mentioned a lot of accolades that you have received in the past few years. I want to know from those accolades, what is your greatest or your best achievement to date?
My best achievement was to marry my wife, Tonette, number one.
Very
And secondly, is to have 3 wonderful children. And they have had, and now that we have grandchildren, so that is your best achievement. You understand? That's number one. Number two, but number two is that what you focused on to be your future in business, as from my point of view, is from a farming point of view. And you don't just farm moe and meat and game. It's a people's game that you're playing, especially with international clients that we have. We have about over 100 international clients that come hunting with us every year. And it's a people's game. Pulling the trigger, for example, is a very short period, but a very important period. But the people that you meet is so wonderful. And how you treat them will see them back. We've had a person that was here 27 years ago and another one that was here 3 years, been here 3 times before. And we have other friend that was with us. He's been here 12 times already. Another one's been here 19 times. So it's a people game, and that's why they're on holiday. They want to enjoy themselves.
Okay. So it was very nice chatting to you this afternoon. And before we leave, we always give our guests an opportunity to leave some words of wisdom. So from somebody that has been at school and has lived life for as long as you are and looking as healthy as you are, I'm sure you have some great advice to give to other Muirites, but especially the older Muirites. What's your message for the boys?
Never forget your background, never forget your school, but maintain activity. Be active, your mind and your body. At our age, if you go and become dormant, you're not going to live very long. Your body doesn't want that. It wants activity. So anything that's normal, nothing abnormal, you don't have to do that, but stay healthy and have a healthy way of life. That's my view, and I'm sure that those that are my age that are still alive, we've lost about 50% of our fellows that were in matric with me. However, those fellows that are alive, you'll see they are the active ones, and that they enjoy life, but they are well disciplined and they've got a good way of life.
True. Sir, it was an honor having this conversation with you, and I wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors out there in the farm.
Thank you very much. I will enjoy it. I've traveled so much all over the show. Now I stay put on the farm and I enjoy the farm. And we're growing in the meantime as well. But thank you for the interview. It's a pleasure, especially from the school point of view, and you as an Old Muirite as well.
Thank you very much.
Go well, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Arthur Rudman. They matriculated in 1962. I'm sure most of us were not even born by that time. But there was a great chat, great wisdom over there. So, guys, please don't forget to hook up with us on our social media pages. And if you want to communicate anything, if you want any information from the Old Muirite Union, you can simply communicate on our social media pages. That is on Facebook, LinkedIn, as well as on Instagram. So from your host, Ndomahele and Mr. Rudman, we are saying nec pluribus impar. I'll see you on the next episode. Cheers.